This is the Unitron-rated #1 Phil Hendrie show. Some other people make other claims, but we are rated #1 by Unitron. And so you can take that and stick that in your pipe and smoke it, friend. The Unitron-rated #1 Phil Hendrie show, and we certainly appreciate all of your support. And I'm sorry if we're making a few people pee in their pants, but you know what? We're doing a show over here. You go ahead and run in circles. We got talent over here. What do you got? Other than, do you care? 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie show here. Now, Ted Bell, by the way, is he hanging on the line? Because I know I wanted to talk to him in the office. The leading German aviation expert has called the Concord a flying time bomb. Oh, God. And compared taking off in one of the aging supersonic jets to a game of roulette. Ted, I know that you disagree with that. Thanks for being with us. Ted Bell is with the... Are you at the office?
I'm over at the restaurant right now, Phil.
Ted is the owner of Ted's Beverly Hills Steakhouse. He is also a president of the Beverly Hills Automobile Association and does some independent producing, some executive producing of independent films. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Phil.
Okay, did you hear what this guy said, that the Concord, that he's a German aviation expert, said the Concord is like a flying time bomb?
Phil, I'm going to tell you, I had two... First of all, no, I do not agree with that. And I'm really not interested in talking about that from this standpoint. The Concord situation is very difficult in light of the business travel that a lot of us do. If some German doesn't want to get in one, that's fine with me. He doesn't have to get in one. I had two independent films open in Europe last week, one in Prague, in the Czech Republic, and one in Rome. I missed both because Air France is down. I want to go to Paris, as you know, Phil, because we are opening the TED in Paris, and we are very excited about the TED. Is coming to 3 big restaurants.
Now, for people who don't know what the TED is...
that is a drink. It's a cocktail that I originated. It is rum and Coke with a cherry, and we call it the TED, and the TED's going international. And also because we wanted to bring a couple of our innovations having to do with baked potatoes, wrapping the baked potato in aluminum foil. We are bringing that to Europe, finally, and we were excited about that. I was all set to go. Concord crashes. All of a sudden, Air France is down. And, I think that respectfully, we, a week has gone by after the crash. I think we can get back up to schedule on this thing. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's a lot of people in business in this country who don't know what they're going to do. I know that, I've had some discussions with you, Phil.
Well, hold on for a minute. The Air France has grounded their Concord fleet because they want to check for its safety.
I understand that, but how do they expect... what I don't understand is how they expect me to travel, how they expect a Ted Bell to travel, how do they expect a lot of the other people to travel.
Well, what about the commercial flights?
Okay, I want to just go by this one more time. I do business a certain way. I don't do TWA, all right?
I understand that, but why can't you in the time being fly? Are you telling me that every flight you take to Europe is on the Concord?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't understand.
Well, so every flight you take on the Concord?
Yeah, every time I go over to Europe, it's on the Concord. I go to New York via commercial, and then I take the Concord. I thought your producer told you.
No, I didn't know that. So in other words, you only fly to Europe.
Phil, I'm Ted Bell. I've got a restaurant. I have so many different things going on. Ted Bell doesn't do commercial airliners, regular commercial airliners to Europe. I just don't do that. Ted Bell flies the Concord. Now, many of us in the film and the restaurant, the automobile business, the upper echelons of the business world, business has come to a standstill. I'm not making meetings. I am telling you, Phil, that there are...
And some of the stuff you need to do is you're introducing the TED to a few restaurants in Paris.
That is correct.
And you also want to introduce them to wrapping baked potatoes in aluminum foil, which is, you claim is your innovation?
I don't make the claim that it is my innovation. We've been using it in restaurants across America. I started doing it at Ted's of Beverly Hills. Then everybody started wrapping their baked potatoes in tinfoil. And now I want to bring that to Paris. We want to bring a touch of America to Paris, and it just would be exciting. But what we've had to do is push this back by a few weeks. I don't know what's going on. And
so you're telling me that you cannot introduce the TED cocktail or baked potatoes wrapped in tinfoil in Europe because the Concord isn't flying?
I'm telling you that, and I'm getting from you like you don't understand. What don't you understand?
The fact that you will not fly on...
Phil, I don't do that. I don't do that. Are you telling me I'm going to fly on a regular jet?
Well, you're flying a regular jet from L.A. to New York. Why don't you fly a regular...
I don't... When I enter Europe, Phil, first of all, I'm Ted Bell. I have Ted's of Beverly Hills.
Ted, I know who you are, okay? And I know that you're very, very successful. Oh, hold on for a minute. I got a technical problem here. It's the second time I've lost my headphone. I know that you're a very successful businessman.
What, Phil, I do business a certain way because I've got to get there fast, all right? I can't wait around for a 9-hour flight. I can't wait around for a 7-hour flight. I'm not going to sit in LaGuardia or sit at JFK. I got to get there. I go, I stick and move. You remember Muhammad Ali, the great fighter?
Yes, I do.
Okay, they used to talk about Muhammad sticking and moving, stick and move. That's what I do in business. I stick and move. I get in, I get out. I go over to Paris. Here's a baked potato. Here's some foil. Go ahead, throw it in an oven. Here's the Ted. Get out of here. I get on a plane. I'm gone. I'm gone. I don't fool around. And because I do not have the Air France Concord option, business has slowed down for Ted Bell as it has slowed down for a lot of things, okay? Let me explain it one more time so you got it, okay, Phil?
Yes, I mean, I'm hearing...
Let me just explain it. Ted Bell does the Concord, and I don't sit in any airplane for 9 or 10 hours. The Concord is there for us who have made our way in business, and we don't do TWA. I don't do that. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Phil, what I'd like you to do, and the reason did you talk to Mike?
I talked to Mike before we went on the air
because I thought it would be an interesting thing to do for your listeners, those people who don't know what it's like to fly in a Concorde, and probably never will. They can live vicariously through me a little bit, and.
Okay.
Because I want you to give me a hand. I need to get some pressure to bear here.
Okay, what it is, folks, it's an unusual request from Ted, Mr. Bell, to, hold on for just a second, to place a phone call. You want me to place a phone call, Ted, to Air France, is that right?
Yeah, well, I want you to use whatever power the media has, and in our society, I think we have seen, especially with the Republican convention, the power the media has. See, I don't do regular 7-hour flights. I do the Concorde.
You want me to call Air France?
I want you just to bring a little pressure to bear, because I'm not going to do the... Ted Bell doesn't do 7 hours out of New York. Ted Bell does the Concorde. And the reason why Ted Bell's got to do 3 hours, I got to get into Paris, drop off baked potatoes in tin foil, and a supply of Ted drink mix, and then get out. And
no, wait a minute. Are you flying? You're going to fly into Paris with Ted's drink mix? I thought a Ted is rum and Coke.
That's right. But, you know... What we do is we just give a drink mix. It's got a little bit of sugar in it,
but you need to use rum and Coke.
That's right. So
all right, hold on for a minute. Is this the number, Mike? Would you call it? Mike Schaefer, my producer, has an Air France number. Now I will tell you that I'm not going to put whoever I talk to on Air France on the air because that is I have to get their consent, and I'm not going to.
Just tell them, Phil, that I'm Ted Bell, and
all right, hold on for a minute because it's ringing. Hi, is this Air France? Is this reservations, please? Reservations, yeah, I'm sorry. This is voicemail or whatever it is, Mike. Yes, hello? No, I had a question about your Concord service to Paris out of New York.
Tell them that I need it on the 14th.
Wait a minute. What? Do you have Concord service?
Tell them I need it on the 14th.
I can hear you, Ted. Hold on. You have Concord service on the 14th? August 14th. Do you have That's not confirmed yet?
Tell them that I've got business, okay?
I'm Ted, hold on. Yeah. I have a friend who has important business in Paris for the week of the 14th. He is a restaurateur and...
Just tell him who I am.
Well, hold on. Not a chance?
Tell him what I invented.
He invented the Ted cocktail. That doesn't mean anything to you. Do you have any Concord service to Paris on the 14th? No? I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much.
What happened?
No, the fleet is grounded, and they can't guarantee that they're going to have. They'll announce when you.
Phil, call them back and tell them who I am. You didn't say who I was. Okay, I'm Ted Bell, and I need for.
Okay, call them back.
Phil, what I'm trying to do is give your audience a glimpse into supersonic air travel, what it would be like to be Ted Bell, flying to Paris, and introducing the Parisians to baked potatoes wrapped in tinfoil and a Ted.
Yeah, what a great... I'm going to fly all the way to Paris, man, and have a rum and Coke and a baked potato. Oh,
come on, Phil. You know exactly what I'm...
Hold on a minute. We got Air France is here.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, hold on. Could I have reservations?
And we put the maraschino cherry...
in the TED, I know. Hi, is this a reservation? Air France? Hi. May I ask you a question, mademoiselle? Parlez-vous English? Okay, could I have somebody speaks English, please?
Where are you calling, Paris?
No, this is like Los Angeles, I think. Hi, Air France. Hi. Could I ask you a question? Do you have Concord service to Paris out of New York on the 14th?
Tell him who I am.
Oh, yes, I am. You do not. Ma'am, I am calling on behalf of a friend of mine, Ted Bell. Yeah, he owns Ted's of Beverly Hills Steakhouse. Uh-huh. He needs to get to Paris.
Tell him what it's for.
He's introducing baked potatoes wrapped in tinfoil to France, and he's also introducing the TED. Ted Bell. Bell.
Tell him why I'm over there.
I told her it's to introduce the TED and baked potatoes. It doesn't ring a bell?
I beg your pardon.
Hold on, she says it doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry to bother you. Okay, thank you. They don't care. They've never heard of you, and...
Okay, you know something that really tightens my jaws? You know something? I'm really angry.
Ted, you can't expect every reservation agent to know...
No, it really, really makes me angry when I spend the kind of money that I do. Ted Bell flies Air France, and for them not to recognize who I am, you know something? No wonder they crashed.
Okay, now that's way out of line.
No, it's not way out of line. No wonder they crashed. They're too busy not knowing who Ted Bell is to pay attention to putting fuel or whatever. I don't know what happened, but if they didn't know who I am...
That's why they crashed, because they don't know Ted Bell.
No, it's an indication of the kind of service. I
got to take a break, okay?
Well, it really tightens my jaws. And
I have to take a break. Hold on, all right? 1-800-449-8686. Thanks for getting those numbers for me, Mike. He is upset because they're not the Air France Concords are grounded until they know what's going on. Ted's got to get over to two things he's doing in Paris. He's introducing the TED, which is a rum and Coke cocktail, and apparently they don't cook baked potatoes in Paris yet. They don't know anything about wrapping tinfoil around baked potatoes. 1-800-449-8686. I don't know why he can't just fly in a regular carrier. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show.
do that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie with restaurateur Ted Bell, who wants the Concord up and running. You only fly to Europe on the Concord.
Yes. I don't know why that's such a difficult thing.
Well, it's because you say you want the Concord up and running. You'll only fly to Europe on the Concord.
I got to get in and out of there, Phil. It's a 3-hour flight out of New York to Paris. It's actually about, from New York to Paris, probably more like, 3.5 hours. And I will tell you something. No, I'm not going to do some regular TWA flight. I don't do that. And what I need to do is get in there. I got the TED.
Yeah, I know all about the TED. We have a call, in fact, from Newtown Square. I think, is it Newtown Square, ma'am?
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
That's right.
Have you been drinking rum and Coke?
You got that right. Well, I have since I'm 21, but my parents have been drinking rum and Cokes for years.
I invented the rum and Coke.
You did not.
Ma'am, it's called the TED.
I don't give a hoot if it's called the Elizabeth. It's still a rum and Coke.
Yeah, it's a rum and Coke called the TED.
But you didn't invent it.
Well, I'm introducing it to Paris this month, and the Concord is grounded. God, you know something? I can't believe that these...
You've been drinking the rum and Coke since, well, you're 21, so since, say, you're about 8?
Yeah, no, how long have you been...
If you would be gracious enough to listen, I said, my parents are hysterical. They've been drinking rum and Cokes. Not constantly.
No. Have your parents been to California, dear?
Of course.
Okay, so the chances are that they had a TED. They had a TED in my restaurant.
No, they didn't, my dear. They've never had a TED in California.
Well, they had a TED. If they've been to so I see. They've never had a rum and Coke in California.
No, they
didn't. Okay, thanks for your call. Here is Woodland Hills, California, on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
They never had a TED.
Ted, you're an elitist. I've never heard of Ted Bell. I live in Los Angeles.
Ted's of Beverly Hills.
And
Everybody knows
a bore.
it. No, Ted's of Beverly Hills.
And you're a bore.
Yeah, well, you're a bore if you've never been to my restaurant. Okay? And I'm sorry if you can't afford to fly the Concord.
That is of Beverly Hills, which is in Beverly Hills, and you're on your way over to fly the Concord.
No, I'm not going to fly the Concord now because of the fact that those people have decided that they've grounded the jet.
Well, we tried to call. They never heard of you, all right? They have never heard of your restaurant, and they've never heard of your drink, and they've never heard of you. So what do you want me to do?
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now, Phil. That's why Air France is probably never going to fly the Concord again, and they're probably going to have more crashes, and they're going to...
More crashes, because they don't know... You already went down this road with me. More crashes, huh? Because they don't know who you are. And
well, the fact of the matter is, some of us only fly the Concord.
How much is it to fly the Concord? What is it, like 10 G's?
Yeah, what's that? So? Yeah. Is that bothering you? It's like that last broad I just called. She doesn't know from a Concord. She doesn't know from a good restaurant. She's up in Woodland Hills, all right? She's riding her horse. You know, she's out there in the horse trails. You guys don't know what good living is. Good living, Phil, is a Ted, a good steak, and a
baked potato wrapped in tinfoil, I know, which you are introducing to the people of Paris, France. All right, well, I will tell you this much, Ted. As far as the Concord, I can't get Air France to put that thing up on August the 14th. You're going to have to fend for yourself, okay? And
well, I don't think you tried hard enough.
Well, you heard me. I was on the phone with them. Those guys don't care about you, and they don't care about your needs.
Well, you know something, Phil? I find it very disappointing.
You may find it very disappointing, but the fact is they don't care about your needs.
You're going to be hearing from me, and
great. You call me up and let me know that you know. I tell you what, I'm going to come over to your restaurant tonight, Ted, before you leave for Europe on whatever magic carpet you're able to rent, and I'll have myself a Ted. It's the Phil Hendrie Show. All right, here's Tampa on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello?
Yeah, hi. First of all, you have no medical knowledge. There are thousands and millions of celibates in the world that are doing quite well.
They're backed up.
And at 80 years, am I on the air?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay.
Rudy, I would appreciate if you let the lady finish.
I'm trying to say that these men are
I'm so
backed.
angry at him.
What?
I think he's so outrageously ignorant.
No, ma'am. I am trying to save the life of a beloved man.
Oh, why don't you go save your own life and learn some medical knowledge before you start talking the way you are? You know absolutely nothing.
You are not a doctor. You're not a doctor. You
I'm
cannot
an
tell
RN,
me.
and I've been a geriatric nurse for 30 years, and I know.
So, you have been
and I was in the convent 21 years in celibate before I got married.
No wonder you are like you are.
Yeah.
You are pruned up and you are dried up.
You have problems with that I'm like I am. I
You're all
have two
angry.
wonderful kids.
You're angry.
A grandchild. I'm very angry at you.
You're filled with anger.
I'm angry at you.
I am saying to you, as a registered nurse, I'm sure you know what Astroglide is.
Yeah, but listen, I'm
You know what
going to tell
Astroglide is, right?
You need to get your act together, and I don't want to talk any
I
further
have got
to you.
my
I think
act
you ought to
together.
get off the air.
Training, import-export business.
People don't even need to hear
The
any
Pope
more
is
of your
backed up.
nonsense.
You know, you're saying that the Pope is backed up, and this lady said there is no medical basis in that, okay? The fact that you can be celibate for... How long were you celibate, ma'am?
May 20... I entered the convent at 16 and left at 36.
And you left why? Because you were back... Oh, listen to the language of this woman.
Yeah.
You were in the
just
convent.
What it is.
But you were in the convent for 21
but
years.
You're so holy. You go to Mass every other day.
I go to Mass every day.
Talk to a priest about this.
I take communion. I am saying that you were in the convent for 21 years, and you got out. And why? Because your pipes need cleaning.
No,
you went out. You found
that is not why I left. I gave enough years to the church, and I left for other reasons.
You can go to hell. You can go to hell for leaving the convent. You know that, don't you?
Oh, you're full of it.
No, you can. You can go to hell because you lied to God.
Father. Don't forget that.
You got divorced from Jesus.
I'm not going to go to hell. I've done more good outside the convent than I did in the convent.
You were the bride of Jesus, and you divorced him.
Patience.
You're going to go to hell.
Echo Park on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
My name is Angela, and I'm just I'm so completely horrified by this woman who, instead of being interested, I mean, Bobby, darling, you need mental health.
Why?
Care,
because I love my children. Because I love my children.
Instead of trying to make your children into a miniature has-been group, you don't even know what it is that they're good at. You're worried about them embarrassing you in Gelson's, of all the places. Ma'am, the most important thing for you to be doing for them...
I don't understand.
Listen to this lady. She's making some good points. Go ahead, ma'am.
The most important thing for you to be doing for them is to not be sitting them in front of a PlayStation, encouraging them to read, encouraging them to write, encouraging whatever athletic abilities they have. If they had a weight problem, get them in a pool.
Well, they don't have the weight problem anymore, thanks to Herbalife.
Get them playing
thanks
baseball,
to Herbalife.
Soccer, swimming,
we can't
kind of athletic activity
the boys
to raise their metabolism so that they can lose weight naturally. Encourage them to be the best, most productive citizens that they can be, instead
I want
of
my boys
being
to be in
future
business,
candidates
I don't
to
want
put
them
some
to be athletes
children
like
through
so
college.
many inner city children.
What?
You heard me.
No, I didn't.
What did you say? I heard something about inner city children.
I didn't do anything. What?
You said something about inner city children. What was it?
I don't know what you're talking about. All I'm saying is...
She is ashamed to repeat it, Phil.
Black people.
What?
She is ashamed to repeat it.
No, I didn't say... I'm saying that...
I heard inner city children and black people. Now, what did you say?
I was simply saying that when I looked down at Seth when he was born and he looked like a little ball, he was a fat little ball of flesh, and it took every ounce of strength in me not to push a hand towel into his mouth.
What?
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Are you serious? You need to be locked away from your children. My God, how could you say something like that?
I love my children. How dare you? And
well, wait a minute.
How dare you say that?
Wait a second. You're the one that said you wanted to put a hand towel in his mouth.
He was a little ball of flesh. He was a little ball.
He's a baby.
He was a ball of fat.
Flesh.
He was a ball of fat.
If in fact you claim to be a Christian, don't you believe that if God meant for him to be born some kind of a skinny worm-looking thing, he would have looked like that?
You know something? I was in such
Babies
pain.
are born like that. God gives them a reserve of fat for a reason.
What is your name? What's your name?
My name is Angela.
Angela, I'm Bobby. I was in such pain when I looked down at Seth.
Bobby, honey.
I wanted to pinch his nose off and shove a towel down his throat.
Just like I said before,
he
Bobby,
was a little ball of fat.
Need mental health care.
Why? I'm so happy now. I wanted to put a clothespin on his nose. I really did.
You need to put a clothespin on your own nose.
Oh, that's nice. What would that do?
What'd she say?
She said I should put a clothespin on my own nose.
Who used to talk that way to my wife?
Wait a minute. Is that your husband?
It's my husband.
You can't talk my wife that way.
I most certainly can, and I just did.
Why don't you put a clothespin on your own nose? What's better, too wide?
Because I'm not threatening to kill my 3 children by putting a pillow over their faces because they were chubby.
I only put clothespins on. I was only thinking, whatever. You know, the only time I ever put clothespins on anything were on my husband's nipples, and that's, seriously, you know. And to think about doing that to your own child, you worry about yourself. Yes, you do. You're right, Angela. Now she's laughing at me.
Okay, Angela, thank you for your call. Phil Hendrie flashback there, and Meg Ryan on the cover of the Globe. Look at this. Meg's story with the secret hell with Dennis Quaid. And I was talking to, who else? My wife. I don't think she was listening, though, but I was talking to her. I said, now, why is it that when a woman cheats on a man, the reasons are plentiful as to why she has the right to do that, which is what was going on with Meg Ryan, right? She went out with Russell Crowe, and she had just a great old time in New York or wherever the hell they were making their movie. And the reason why she was with Russell Crowe and not her husband, well, there was a whole bunch of reasons that everybody was giving us. Man, they're falling over backwards giving us the reasons. It's because he cheats on her, because he's a womanizer, he's a boozer, she's had to put up with all kinds of stuff from this guy. Now, if a guy cheats on a woman, he's a creep. Period. Nobody's given the guy any... I mean, we had to come up with some good backup, some good reasons as to why it's okay for a man to cheat on a woman, because you never see any. It's always, well, he must be some kind of a bum. But she went out on this cat, and she's got all these reasons. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is, I don't like Meg Ryan. Never have. Don't like her nose. Don't like her curled up lip. Don't like her movies. Don't dig that funny, gum-ridden smile that she's got. I just don't dig her. I'm not in love with America's sweetheart. I'm not nuts about you, Meg. I'm sure that you've got some talents and skills far beyond those of mortal man. You leap tall buildings in a single bound, and there are bullets bouncing off of your what passes for your chest. But I'm telling you that I personally am not in love with your cutesy-poo pixie grin. Yeah, I know you are, man, but I'll tell you one thing, Taylor. You ain't in love with her movies. You're in love with her. I don't have to like her, okay? I don't. You know, see, what does that make me a fag now that I don't like Meg Ryan? I don't have to like her. I don't have to. I don't have to like any of these broads that all these other clowns are stepping over their tongues over. I just don't. With her goofy, floppy hats and her stupid movies. Yeah, get out of here, okay? And by the way, Dennis Quaid, you have yourself another drink, pal. No problem over here. Have another drink and go out and scheme something else. You know what? She's going to have her rear end booted back home from New York, because the word is Russell Crowe, I mean, you know, he's everything in a skirt this cat's chasing. How long do you think she's going to be hanging around him? You got mail. And I'm telling you, every time that she teams up with Tom Hanks, this is another reason why my wife she's got to throw a 50-course dinner and run out and hang bunting from outside of the house. It's another Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan movie. What was it, Sleepless in Seattle? Is that it? And then You Got Mail? And was there anything else? Is there anything else that I'm missing? You know, they should have been in Courage Under Fire together. Nah, it's okay. She's fine. I'm sure she's a great mom. I don't have this thing for her like she's, what would you compare her to? What is she, the modern-day Mary Pickford? I don't know. She's like Shirley Temple with a menstrual cycle. I don't... Don't know what it is. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I shouldn't go off like that. It's very negative. It's not right. It's wrong. If it ain't right, it's wrong. And, you know, forgive me. But she's bugging me, okay? By the way, the rat came out of the wall. Not that it was easy. We had to rip the wall out, and we finally got the mouse out of there. We'd have to rip the wall out. We basically disassembled our entire bathroom, and we got a mouse out from underneath the sink. And thank goodness for that, because it didn't look too good, man. We pulled that mouse. It had been in there for about 4 days. It just went into a little hole in the bathroom, and it wouldn't come out. We couldn't lure it out with celery. We couldn't lure it out with a beef bourguignon, a 3-course meal, white wine, even a Ted. Wouldn't get that rat out of there. So we just pulled that wall out and grabbed the thing. And I looked at it, and I said, if you ever put me through that again, I swear I'm going to feed you to that cat. And that's a fact. 1-800-449-8686. It's the Phil Hendrie Show. Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. Honest to God, you may think that I'm, like I say, maybe anti-woman or something. You know, if you say something against a beloved personality in America, we've reached the point where it's like a capital crime. We really have. We've almost kind of reached the point. It's a social thing. I mean, I'm an outcast. But if Meg Ryan, for instance, were seated next to me in a restaurant, I would ask to be moved. I would ask to be... I would ask to be moved near the kitchen. You know? No, you don't know. I know you don't know. Now, one of the problems I got a hard time remembering memorable female performers. I don't know people when they work in the movies, if they're women. I can't, I'll go to a movie, I'll say, well, this guy was good, that guy was good. I notice the actors, I don't notice and maybe it's because there aren't that many women in movies. There aren't that many I don't know what the hell the problem is. I don't notice them. I can't think of. Somebody says, who's your favorite female actress? 9 times out of 10, the guy's going to answer the best-looking woman that he's seen on the screen. Catherine Zeta-Jones. There you go. That's my favorite actress. How about that? Because a guy is just not going to answer in terms of talent. He's going to answer in terms of talent. He ain't going to say, well, I love the way that she portrays. Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know who. Emma Thompson? Who's a good actress? Go ahead. Name me one. You got 5 seconds, Taylor. 1, 2, 3. Winona Ryder. Why? Because I was just reading about her in the Globe? Winona's name at birth was Winona. Listen to this. For 4 years, Winona's family lived in a commune near an American Indian reservation in Northern California. Winona means firstborn daughter in the language of the Lakota tribe, which is something that her mother read on the side of a convenience store in Laramie, Wyoming. Winona means firstborn daughter in the language of the Lakota tribe. Well, then why did they name her that? Because she was the thirdborn. Because that's the only thing that, it says firstborn. I know she was born third, but at least we get Winona. And by the way, Lakota, ain't they the Sioux? Nobody calls them Sioux anymore because it ain't hip. Now listen to this. Winona's name at birth was another American Indian name, Winona Laura Horowitz. And she was... Despite her fame, Winona refuses to sign autographs except for children because she thinks it's just weird. And despite her fame, her producers refuse to sign her checks because it's just weird. All the clothes she wore in the horror movie Beetlejuice belonged to her great-grandmother. That stuff was cool. Her grandmother wore a thong? Golly. All the underwear she wore in Beetlejuice belonged to her... Good. Here's number 4 about Winona. Good. Winona gobbles chocolate-covered raisins by the handful. They're her favorite snack. Occasionally, the crew will replace those with little mouse turds, and she'll just gobble them up, and it's a wonderful thing. It's a good thing Winona works in Hollywood because she's obsessed with movies. Once she started making films, she began yelling, "Cut!" when she wanted a conversation to end. I've even said it, and this is so sad, to boyfriends, she admitted to the Inquirer. And a lot of her boyfriends, when they went to pick her up, as soon as she opened the door, would yell, "Makeup!" And that's so sad. I'm screwing around. See, I'm Phil Hendrie, and I hate women. Okay, no women listen to this show anyway. By the way, we're number 1 rated in the Alvatron survey, so we are just we're mowing them down left and right. Number 1 in the Alvatron survey. If you hear anything else, it's bullcrap. Bullcrap. I know we got Comb Over Boy going ape. So anyway, what we have is our CD, our year 2000 CD, the Best of Phil Hendrie Show CD. Mike, cheer up. I'm sorry, man. I chewed Mike out. It's okay. Do you think I'm an asshole too? Go ahead, say it. We got our Best of the Phil Hendrie Show year 2000 CD, which is going to be coming out, and I think we've selected the final cuts for that. And so on Friday, I hope we can send that over to DAT and then send it over to the Duplicator. Is that right, Craig? Next Friday, a week from Friday, is that all right? And then we need to get our artwork, and I received some very interesting samples of artwork from some people for our CD. One lady does, paintings of clowns that are being tortured or something. I couldn't quite get it. She sent me postcards, and they're beautiful postcards, but it's a clown about to be hit by a truck. Imagine a deer caught in headlights. This is a clown caught in, I swear to God, it's a clown caught in the headlights of a Kroger's truck, a Kroger's van, delivering produce. Just, oh, jeez. And we thank you for that submission. Just a few other people. So if you have any artwork submission, you can send it to us. We're here at the Premier Radio Networks in Sherman Oaks. California. And we'll take a look at that. So hopefully we'll have our Best of the Phil Hendrie Show CD coming out very soon for the year 2000. And this year, with our 99 CD, we raised $152,000 for my friend's place just with the sale of our 1999 CD, which I might as well tell you is pretty bad. But this next one's going to be really good. I'm kidding. Well, I thought the 99 CD sucked, if you want my honest opinion. 97 was good, 98 was fine, 99, I don't know why the record company released it, Well, they signed me to well, I'm actually paying for the pressing. It's a vanity press. It's coming out on Phil Records. So I thought that the 99 CD just bit, it's nothing good about it. I don't even want to talk about that. But it raised some good money for a great group of people, the people of my friend's place. They pick kids up off the street, they clean them up, they hose them off, and they throw them back out there, hopefully with, some loose change and a place and the direction in life. And isn't that what it's all about? That's how I found Craig Taylor and Mike Schaefer. Found them laying in the gutter and made them what they are today, guys answering phones and punching buttons. So who do you like, man? I don't dig any of them. I'm a Harrison Ford guy. Oh, Anne Heche, there you go. But the only reason why any guy likes Anne Heche is because that whole Ellen DeGeneres thing, that phony baloney I'm a lesbian bit, she's going to change her opinion in about 2 years. Not because she doesn't love Ellen DeGeneres, it's just that the publicity for that thing's wearing off. She's going to be back to guys in about 3 years because she milked all the pub on that Ellen DeGeneres thing, the whole is she or ain't he. And now she's going to be swinging back because you saw her in that 6 Days and 7 Nights. We saw her and loved her in Psycho. She's looking fine. And she ain't gay, so give it up. I'm sorry, I hate to have to break the news. I just got the word. It came out in the Globe. Anne Heche is just fooling around, and it won't be long before she's back in Steve Martin's ever-loving arms. By the way, I really think she is gorgeous, and if I was going to leave my wife for anyone, it wouldn't be her. But no. Katie Couric, now that's a woman. And when she had that colon check on TV, when are you going to see that? You imagine Barbara Walters running a camera up her rear end? I'm going to tell you, that is some courageous journalism. What would be the cum factor for Barbara Walters cramming a camera up her butt as opposed to Katie Couric? What's the difference in terms of numbers? I think it's a dead heat. Barbara wins, yeah, almost like, once again, and it's like an automobile accident or a train wreck or something. Train wreck, automobile accident, camera crammed up Barbara Walters' rear end, all the same thing. The country is ready to have Barbara finally get a colon check, live and in living color, vivid and living. And poor Katie was so stunned, but, it was the tragic death of her husband. I mean, I understand that, but I'm not going to have a camera run up my butt just some people are overcome with grief. You cry, you lay in bed, you can't move, you stuff a camera up your ass. There's things people do. Take a few pictures. And by the way, before we leave you tonight, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, yeah, thumbs up on that relationship. We are all rooting for them. It's the Phil Hendrie Show. 1-800-449-8686 is what the number you can call ordinarily, but we're leaving right now. Go ahead. I'd like you to call that number all night till we're back tomorrow.